The crash didn't just happen. It tore through the fabric of their ordinary Tuesday like a runaway bus through wet tissue paper. One moment, Donna was mid-sentence, arms raised in exasperation, attempting to mediate the latest skirmish in the ongoing, bitterly contested sock wars. Echoing down from the upstairs hallway the next, the very foundation of the Wagner family home seemed to liquefy. Without a whisper of preamble, a violent sideways lurch threw Donna into the counter, rattling her teeth. It wasn't a tremor. It was the house itself, bucking like a terrified stallion on a derailed carnival ride. Pots cascaded from their hooks in a deafening metallic avalanche.
Wait! Stop, please! You, the narrator, I am talking to you! You did most of the storytelling in the last chapter, which was fine because I'm not much of a morning person and I had other things to deal with, but I think we can handle some of this now, okay?
Oh, well, I am the narrator. I'm just trying to do my job.
Oh, I know. And you are doing great, but we would like to have some of the fun too. The kids had so much fun saying their lines in the last chapter, and I would like that to keep going.
Ah, okay, I see. I will back off then. But is it okay if I finish the paragraph?
Oh, hell yeah, go for it. Love the accent, by the way.
Well, thank you, Donna. I thought it added some flair. Ha ha ha. Okay, where was I? Oh, here, I think. Pots cascaded from their hooks in a deafening metallic avalanche. The ancient fridge emitted a pained, guttural groan as it scraped across the linoleum, and the toaster, in a final act of domestic rebellion, ejected a smoking slice of sourdough with such force it splattered against the ceiling with a wet thwack, embedding itself there, a bizarre, buttery new light fixture slowly weeping crumbs.
Earthquake?
More like a rhinoceros on a meth binge trying to remodel the crawl space.
Then came the sound. Not just a sound, but a physical assault. An unholy, metallic screech. The sound of mountains being sheared apart as something immense and unnatural met the unyielding earth. It was instantly swallowed by a colossal whump, a subsonic thud that punched the air from Donna's lungs and rattled the window panes in their frames, threatening to shower the room in glass. Before she could even gasp, a new odor cut through the chaos. The sharp, acrid tang of ozone, like after a lightning strike, undercut by the sickly sweet smell of scorched greenery. Her precious petunias, she realized with a jolt of dread, wafting ominously through the cracks suddenly appearing in the door frame. Her heart didn't just beat, it thudded against her ribs like a trapped bird desperate to escape. Instinct took over. The dish towel she'd been clutching flew from her hand, landing unnoticed on the bucking floor. She was moving before the tremors fully subsided, legs pumping with adrenaline-fueled urgency as she bolted for the front door. Behind her, the thunderous descent to Tony and the kids, a chaotic chorus of "Mom" and "Whoa" reverberated through the stairwell. They burst out onto the creaking parch planks, blinking in the early morning sun, just as the dust began to settle. And there, where Donna's meticulously curated floral sanctuary had bloomed just minutes before, lay the impossible. Gone was the vibrant explosion of magenta, violet, and snowy white. Her pride, her summer-long labor of love, painstakingly nurtured from seedlings, watered at dawn, dead-headed with surgeon-like precision. In its place yawned a smoking crater, easily 12 feet across and several feet deep. The edges glowed with a faint, malevolent orange ember, like the discarded ash of a colossal campfire, radiating intense heat that shimmered the air above it. The rich topsoil was scorched black, roots and petals fused into a single mournful slag. It looked less like impact damage and more like the Earth itself had attempted to bake a planetary casserole and catastrophically, tragically burned it. And sitting squarely in the center of the devastation, perched incongruously amidst the smoldering ruin like a lost hubcap in a bomb crater, was the cause. A silver saucer. But sleek interstellar craft it was not. This thing looked like it had lost a high-speed collision with a gravel truck and a junkyard compactor. Deep, jagged dents marred its smooth curve. Scorch marks radiated from a buckled underside, and erratic sparks spat from a ruptured vent near its base. A steady plume of steam hissed like an angry cat from beneath it, mingling with the crater's smoke. It was less UFO, more a dented chrome hubcap that had tragically miscalculated its landing strategy after a bar fight with a semi.
My petunias.
The saucer groaned, a sound like stressed metal. A circular hatch, marred by the same rough treatment as the hull, irised open with a painful hydraulic wheeze, not a smooth cinematic glide. From the dim interior stumbled 3 figures. They were unnervingly tall and gangly, limbs seeming too long and thin for their torsos, moving with a jerky, uncoordinated grace. Antennae sprouted from their bulbous heads, but they twitched erratically, like broken car aerials struggling to find a signal. They immediately tripped over each other, a tall one bumping the medium one, who stumbled into the short one, sending them all staggering like clowns tumbling out of a tiny, invisible car.
Achoo!
The Wagner family froze, a tableau of shock etched onto the parch.
Is this real? Or did Anthony finally crack and spike the lemonade?
Oh my god, this is definitely going viral. Hashtag Petunia Apocalypse. Hashtag perfect.
I knew it. Told you. Goblins from space. Or sock bandits.
All right. Someone wake me up. Tell me I'm dreaming. Or tell me the Johnsons finally succeeded in blowing up their propane grill again. Please. Anything but that.
The tallest alien straightened as much as his lanky frame allowed, attempting an air of authority utterly undermined by his twitching antennae. He raised a spindly, three-fingered arm, and above his palm a flickering hologram coalesced, a shimmering, slightly distorted symbol resembling a tangled sock.
Earthlings, we are the Zorpinians of the Zeta Quadrant, interstellar navigators of the cosmic loom. Our vessel sustains critical structural failure. To effect repairs and prevent catastrophic unraveling of your local space-time fabric, we require your socks. High twist, cotton blend preferred. Surrender them immediately or face dire consequences. Most inconvenient.
For a heartbeat, the only sound was the hiss of steam and the faint crackle of the crater. Silence, thick and disbelieving.
Socks? You came light years across the galaxy, blew a hole the size of a minivan in my yard, flattened my prize-winning petunias for socks?
Socks! Socks! Best quest ever! Can I be the sock collector?
Across the street, Mary's porch light, the yellow beacon Donna had seen through her kitchen window for several years, flicked on. Mary marched across the trampled lawn, phone pressed to her ear, her voice carrying clearly in the still air.
Billy, get over here now. There's a flying saucer, a dented one, sitting in Donna's petunia patch, and it's demanding socks. Yes, socks.
No, I am not having a stroke. Just get your wrench.
Billy, Mary's husband, and the neighborhood's unofficial handyman/engineer, loped over moments later, a heavy adjustable wrench already in his hand. He stopped short, squinting at the saucer, his mechanic's brain instantly overriding panic. His eyes lit up not with fear, but with professional fascination.
Well, I'll be dipped. Look at that stress fracture along the primary weld seam, and the thermal shielding completely fused. That's some shoddy welding. Give me a couple of quarter-inch steel plates, a steady hand, and maybe some of that JB weld I keep in the shed. Could patch that hole right up.
Billy, honey, please. Please don't encourage them. They're the ones who made the hole.
This is not humor. This is ultimatum. Without the requisite sock fiber, the very threads binding your mortal coil to reality will fray. Your planet will unravel, thread by thread. We do not jest. The consequences will be itchy and sticky and involve permanent static cling.
The laughter died abruptly, choked off like a switched-off radio. Jessica lowered her phone, the screen dark. Carlin's grin vanished, replaced by wary confusion. Anthony stopped bouncing, his small face suddenly serious. The air itself seemed to thicken, charged with palpable static that made the fine hairs on Donna's arms stand up. The alien's large, dark eyes began to pulse with an eerie inner light, and the strange gadgets strapped to their belts emitted a low, ominous hum that vibrated in Donna's molars. Donna stepped off the porch, her worn slippers sinking into the dew-damp grass at the crater's edge. Ignoring the heat radiating from the earth, she crossed her arms, the picture of suburban defiance.
All right then. If you're so serious, you'd better explain yourselves. Start with why socks? Because around here, socks are daily casualties of the laundry cycle, not whatever cosmic currency you think they are. And you owe me new petunias.
The Zorpanins exchanged frantic, high-pitched squeaks and burbles, a rapid-fire conversation that sounded like malfunctioning tea kettles. Their antennae twitched in furious agitation, almost colliding. Finally, the leader raised his arm again, the hologram stabilizing into a stern, glowing icon of a single, perfect sock.
Compliance is mandatory. Cooperation ensures planetary continuity. Refusal guarantees consequences, most profoundly inconvenient. You will provide the socks, or face the unraveling.
The Wagner family, Mary and Billy, stood rooted on the lawn, a stunned island of humanity amidst the cosmic absurdity and the smoldering ruin of Donna's garden. The sheer ridiculous demand, socks, collided headlong with the chilling menace in the aliens' glowing eyes and humming technology. The quiet suburban street, usually the epitome of normalcy, now felt like the fragile stage for an utterly unpredictable cosmic drama. Donna's gaze swept across the blackened crater, the ghostly outlines of her summer's work visible only in her memory. Then she looked up, meeting the flickering, pulsing gaze of the Zorpinian leader. The heat of the crater warmed her face. The cool dew soaked her slippers. She drew in a slow, deep breath, the scent of ozone and scorched earth filling her lungs, steadying the frantic pulse in her throat. A slow, determined smile, utterly devoid of humor, but brimming with challenge, touched her lips. She uncrossed her arms, her posture loose, but ready.
Well, this just got interesting.
Heard a warmth in the hydrangeas, grandma scream, the yard's on fire. Out stroll three glowing strangers, adjusting suits of cosmic attire.
Oh my!
One tips an invisible top hat, says,
Good evening, gentle turf.
we schedule this exact splat to examine your excellent earth. They meant to do that, they swear it.
They swear!
Face first landing in my lawn like dizzy circus parrots in pajamas at to do that. They promise. They promise. It's all part of Protocol 9. Step 3, collide with dahlias. Step 4, pretend it's fine. They shuffle like tipsy gorillas, doing ballet in bowling shoes. They meant to do that. They promise as they fall through the kiddie pool. Stop time.
Piano hits on each word. Routine procedure, they chatter.
Standard crash tested flare.
Then one slips on a rake with a clatter. Flies 20 feet through the air.
Whoa! They meant to do that. They planned it. They planned. Controlled descent into shrubs. Our neighbors film the madness for the local gossip clubs. They wobble like wind-up chimps now, chasing butterflies in a daze. They meant to do that. They planned it, or that's their story for days.
And we just smile.